Let me ask you something and be honest with yourself here. You hired a social media manager maybe 6 months ago, maybe last quarter, and you had expectations. Content that converts, posts that drive revenue, engagement that actually means something. But here you are scrolling through your company's feed and something feels off. The content looks good. It's going out consistently, but it's not doing anything. Here's what I need you to understand. Content calendars are dead without direction. And today, we're going to talk about why your social media manager can't save you, and more importantly, what you can do about it. Welcome back to the Your Audience is Waiting podcast. I'm your host, Alicia Everett, and I'm helping leadership teams bridge the gap between big picture business strategy and the content, especially social media content, that's supposed to support it. And if you've ever hired a social media manager and looked at your social analytics and thought, why isn't this working? Then this episode is for you. Now, most companies approach hiring social media managers the same way. They write a job description, they find someone who knows Canva and scheduling tools and things like that and expect magic to happen. But here's the uncomfortable truth that nobody wants to hear. Your social media manager cannot deliver ROI without strategic clarity from you. Not from them, from you. I mean, think about it. When you bring on a social media manager, they're going to ask you the basic questions. Who is the target audience? What platform should we be on? What products are we focused on this month? They should be asking those questions. Those are good and important questions, but they're surface level. They're tactical. They can't build a conversion engine without understanding the bigger strategic picture. And if you're not providing that, well, every post is basically a shot in the dark. So before you ask, why aren't these posts converting? I know you've been asking this question. We all have, but you need to ask a few other questions before you get to that one. And we're going to unpack that in this episode. So there are 3 questions your social media manager should be able to answer confidently. And if they can't, that's not their failure. That's a strategic gap in how you're positioning your brand. Let me walk you through each one of them, and it will help you the next time you hire a social media manager, or it'll help your current one right now. The first question is, does my social media manager know my primary business goal right now? Is it growth? Is it retention? Is it brand awareness or building authority in a new market? Do they understand those things? Because here's the thing, those goals require completely different content strategies for each person that will interact with your brand and your content. So if you're focused on growth, for example, your content needs to reach code audiences and make them curious. But if the goal is for retention, then you're nurturing existing customers and deepening relationships. But if it's brand awareness, then you're playing the long game and you want to go with thought leadership. But without this clarity, your social media manager is just posting. And posting without a purpose is expensive. You know that. The second question is, do they understand our customer's intent and our customer's journey stage? This one is huge because someone who's researching for a solution to their problem right now needs different content than someone who's ready to buy from you. And someone who just purchased recently needs entirely different messaging than someone who's been a customer for 2 years. Eventually, they will merge, but that's a reality. There's different messaging for different groups of people and for different stages of their journey. So your social media manager needs that roadmap. They need to know, are we speaking to prospects? Are we speaking to warm leads? Or are we speaking to existing customers or advocates? Because if every post is trying to speak to everyone, you know the rest of this sentence. It's actually speaking to no one. Now, the last question is, have I shared the voice and language of our audience? Your customers, they have specific pain points. They have objections. They have desires. They use certain phrases and language patterns and just different words than something that is so polished and neat. If your social media manager doesn't know this information intimately, then the content won't resonate. It will be polished. It will be professional, but it will not connect. And that connection is where the truth lives. That's where the revenue happens. So this is where that partnership comes in, where we're bridging the gap between the business goals and the marketing strategy, which includes social media, because most companies have one or the other, but they don't have both working together. I mean, honestly, you might have a brilliant business strategy and have no idea how to actually translate it into daily content in this case. Or you might have a social team who's pumping out the posts, but the posts aren't connecting to what actually drives revenue. But when your social media has strategic clarity, when they understand not just what to post, but why it matters and who it's for, then everything changes. Your audience doesn't just see content, they feel seen, they feel heard, they feel understood. Their questions are being answered before they even ask. That is when trust turns into revenue. But more than anything, that's when you get the biggest advocate for your brand. And that's what we want. We don't want the one-time customers. We want them coming back. So we have to meet them where they are so they can get into our ecosystem. So let me leave you with this question, and I really want you to take some time to think about it. So if you're doing something, just hit pause or jot this question down or voice memo it to someone, but make sure we're thinking about this, okay? What's the biggest challenge you're facing in aligning, let's say, your social media with your business goals? And if you're like, well, I don't really do social media, we're going to talk about that in a different episode. But if you're not doing it right now, then the content that you are putting out, where is it misaligning with your business goals? Is it clarity on messaging? Is it understanding your customer journey or getting your team on the same page? I'd love to hear what's working or what's not working even for your team right now. Not only will it help me to know how to best deliver content to you, but people who are watching this video or listening to this podcast, they're going to know what they can do. They're going to see some potential solutions. So if you're watching on YouTube, definitely drop it in the comments. If you're listening on Spotify, they do have a comment section now. Make sure you drop it in the comments so that people can see what it is that's working and what's not working for you. Or feel free to shoot me a DM at Alicia Everett on Instagram. Not only do I want to hear all about it, but I want to be able to support you in your journey when you're growing your digital footprint for your brand and your business. But this message, this episode was all for the social media managers and the business strategy to come together and work together.
Thank you so much for showing up and spending this time with me. It truly means the world. I hope today's episode reminded you that the work you're doing in your business matters. Your voice is powerful, your vision is needed, and your audience is already out there waiting to hear from you. If you want to keep the conversation going, come hang out with me over on Instagram at Alicia Everett. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your takeaways, or just cheer you on in whatever you're building. And if you haven't yet, would you do me a quick favor? Leave a review and rate the show. It helps me know what's resonating, what you're loving, and how I can keep delivering content that truly supports you. Until next time, keep showing up. Your audience is waiting.